Hellos! Okay, so today for our English lesson we're going to have a look at vocabulary. Now, let me just get our book that we are reading. So we are going to continue to read this today, and yesterday I asked you to read up to page 19. Now today I would like to read from page 19 to 31, okay? So you need to do that before you join in with today's activity. However, along the way, whilst you are doing that, I want you to pull out 5 key words, okay? Now, these words have to be either a verb, which is a doing word, as we know, or a noun, which is a person, a place, or a thing, okay? Not a noun, sorry, an adjective. So we need a verb or an adjective, okay? So you need 5 of those from pages 19 to 31. So there are loads of different ones that you could choose. It might be words that you think are really boring and actually need to be made better, or it's words that you might not necessarily know the meaning of, okay? Today our lesson objective is to identify and explore key vocabulary. So that's why, first of all, we're going to start by reading those pages and pull out 5 key words, okay? Once you have then done that, you can then continue to play the video, and we're going to do this little activity before you then go on to complete your own vocabulary chart, which is posted below this video. So I've started off here by getting the word huge, which is on page 20 something, I can't remember. And I thought I'd pull that word just because it's quite a boring adjective that actually is very basic, and I know that we could make it a little bit better. So what we need to then do is use that word to find synonyms and antonyms, the definition, and then put in the word into a sentence of our own, not related to the book. It doesn't matter if it is, okay? Just quickly recap your memory with what does the word definition, synonyms and antonyms mean, okay? So we know that a definition is the meaning of that word, okay? We know that a synonym is the exact same, it's got the same meaning as it, and then an antonym is the opposite of the word, okay? It has the opposite meaning. So the word I've chosen is huge, and I've come up with some synonyms here. If you pick a word that you can't come up with synonyms for, then go on Word Hippo, go get a thesaurus, have a look at different words and different ways of finding synonyms and antonyms for that word, okay? This one's quite easy, and you can see that I have come up with most of these off the top of my head. So gigantic, enormous and large. Now I haven't put the word big on there because we know that big, again, is just as boring as the word huge. So that's why I've changed those. The same here, antonyms are the opposite of huge. So it's like small, little, but again, I've not used small or little because they're quite boring. Instead, I've used minute, tiny and minuscule, okay? So I've just got 3 for each of those, which is what you guys are going to do. Then I've got the definition of the word. Now, obviously, if you pick a word that you don't recognise, it's better to do the definition before you do these, because otherwise you won't know what the word means to be able to find synonyms and antonyms. So the definition is something that is larger than normal. Now again, if you pull the definition from a dictionary or from Word Hippo, that's absolutely fine, as long as you can understand what that means. If in your head it still doesn't make sense, then what you need to do is either ask a member of your family what the word means, or read around it. So that word in the book, actually read the sentence before, read it in the sentence, and read the sentence after, and see if you can figure out the meaning of the word yourself, okay? Because there's no point in getting a dictionary definition that doesn't make sense to you, because then you'll struggle to do these other parts, okay? And then finally, just put the word into a sentence. So the huge elephant wandered slowly to the water tank, all right? Again, don't do a very basic sentence like the elephant is huge, okay? We want a little bit more than that now that we're in year 5 and 6. So what I'm going to ask you to do now, before you get going with your learning, is to think about this word. And do this activity, please, for this word. So the word is international, and that's because on the back of this book it says the international bestseller, okay? Now, if you don't know what it means, break it up. So it's an international bestseller, this book. It's got the word nation in there, okay? So what does that mean? What does the prefix inter mean? It means that it's like blended together. So see if you can work out the meaning of that word, sorry. Come up with a definition yourself, put it into a sentence, and then see if you can find synonyms and antonyms for it. 3 of each, please. Okay, so pause the video whilst you do that, please. Off you go. Okay, welcome back. So I'm going to do it in red just because then you can clearly see it stands out from the rest. So the word international, what does that mean? What does the word international mean? So we said that it looks at the word nation, which is here, which is like the world, and inter, which means it's blended together. So if something is international, it means that it's like worldwide, okay? So it is something that is maybe recognised or known around the world, okay? So I'm going to put something that is recognised around the world. So a book might be an international bestseller. It might, for example, sign language might be internationally known. So everybody in the world might know it. Everybody might recognise it. Okay. So therefore, a synonym of that is worldwide, isn't it? Okay, that everybody around the world is going to recognise it. Did you find another synonym for international? Well done if you got the word globally or global. That means the globe, which is our world. So that could be one. All right. Let's move on to antonyms. So what's the opposite of something being worldwide, something being known around the world? Actually, the opposite is just local, isn't it? For example, a local newspaper, if it talks about maybe some damage to a house that has happened locally, it talks about just in your area of Bake-Up. Okay, so people in Australia, people in America aren't going to know about it because it's not international news. So we've got local. Any others apart from international? I'll leave that and we'll come back to it, okay? Again, like I'm struggling now to think off the top of my head. So if you guys would struggle, go on Word Hippo. And all you need to type into Google for that is www.wordhippo. I think it's .com. But it's literally as easy as that, or just type Word Hippo into Google and it'll come up, okay? And then putting the word into a sentence. So think of a sentence that has got the word international in. So in there, in the context of the book, we could have the book is an international bestseller. Yeah. Don't forget your punctuation, as in full stops and capital letters when you're doing your definitions and your sentences. Okay, so this is your activity. It is posted below. It's just in the form of the chart that we've done in class before, so it's nothing new to you guys. Okay, but you are obviously pulling 5 words from the book, pages 19 to 31. Okay, what I want you to then do this weekend, if you can please, is read up to page 45. So at some point over this weekend, I want you to read from pages 31 to 45, all right? So enjoy this book, and then before long we get on to part 2, which goes into a little bit more detail about it. But well done if you are reading this.